Bud, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
What brings you to ESA 2016?
What brings me to ESA 2016? Well, this is kind of around the world the event for people who are in the energy storage business to come to. It's where we're going to meet a lot of our customers. Where we're going to meet a lot of our partners, collaborators, and where we also can take a peek at what the competition's doing.
So you have a turnkey solution. How is that unique in the market space?
Well, we've been in the market since 2007. We deployed our first system in 2008 and gone on to produce and install hundreds of megawatts. Our uniqueness is we can take a variety of energy sources at a very low level and package them in a very, very cost-effective and efficient way to get the most out of the battery. It's also a way to get the safety, to ensure the safety. With all the regulatory approvals that are being applied to these systems, there aren't many people in this industry that have a full regulatory approval around the world for the large-scale containerized type systems, and that's what we do.
Where are you predominantly deployed?
So we've got deployments in Southeast Asia and Europe and the United States and South America. So we're pretty much global right now.
The industry is really starting to take off now.
It is.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think, we're in for the most part, the utility space, and we kind of call it the utility space, power generation, transmission, distribution, is a space that plans 20, 25 years ahead. So when you bring in brand new technology to somebody and say, hey, this is fantastic, you should use this, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's better, it's more efficient. The reaction initially is, whoa, come see me in 15 years. So there are some people that are out there that are in this industry that are very progressive. They're way ahead of the curve, and that's who we sold things to and worked with early on. And I think the adoption rate is starting to climb. You're seeing, a lot of people in the utility industry that have done their due diligence. They've studied. They understand they've got to change. Things are going to change. There's other tools in the toolkit to use. Solar generation, wind generation, all types of renewable generation are being used versus, the old coal, and even nuclear plants are being retired. People want something different. They're willing to pay a little bit more for it, I think, in some areas. But at least they want it to be very reliable, and that's where the battery systems bring reliability.
Whilst cost is going down, for sure, what about political will?
I think the regulators are really embracing storage a lot quicker than we had anticipated in a lot of areas, but there is still a lot of resistance from your traditional resources. And justifiably, they have investments that they have to be paid off. They have to work within that. But then we're seeing a lot of people that own those assets also get into the energy storage part, where they're deploying storage within their own network. So I think the adoption rate will continue to curve upward as the costs come down. But I think the knowledge level across the board, where people really understand the value of storage and can embrace it, that's really going to drive the growth of this industry.
Do you have any inkling where the next sea change will come from?
Well, I think that right now the majority of the business around the world is in that reliability area, providing ancillary services, a 1-hour system for peak reduction, a 2-hour system. There is a tremendous demand at the right price point for systems that can work in the 4-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour range. And I think when that right price point gets there, and there's been an adoption at a larger scale of energy storage where people feel comfortable with its life, the technologies, the safety, I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of growth.
Exciting times.
Mm-hmm. It is an exciting business to be in. I'm delighted to end my career, the latter part of my career, in this business where it's really growing and it's exciting.
So what do you think the future holds?
I'm really excited about the future for energy storage because I think, it's going to bring energy, electricity to places that just didn't have it before. And to me, that's one of the most exciting things to see, is where you can, rather than having to wait for the transmission line and the distribution line and the generation to be brought, you can deploy a solar field, you put some batteries around it to manage its reliability, and a whole group of people that didn't have electricity before now have electricity. So to me, that is exciting.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for joining us.
Glad to be here. Thank you.